Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
The things that a position switch and reuniting with the former defensive coordinator can do. At 34 on the 49ers roster countdown, Jason Pinnock, who's going to be safe. I think Jason Pinnock's going to be the starting safety week 1 for the 49ers this year. And a big reason why he's so high on our list is, drafted as a corner by Robert Saleh, and the New York Jets didn't make it, didn't cut it. They cut him. He jumps over to New York under Wink Martindale and, blitzing, getting all kinds of pressure. They transition him to safety eventually. And dude just balled out. Absolutely just went kind of on a tear once he was at safety. And, he was playing with the youngest cornerback room in the NFL with his time in the New York Giants last year and just balled out. Now he transitions back to Robert Saleh. And, when Jason Pinnock was asked about reunited with Saleh and why the 49ers, he said, quote, "I wanted to go somewhere comfortable. I'm comfortable in the system. I switched positions rookie year, and I've seen 3 different coordinators since then. I just want some continuity. I have a great relationship with Robert Saleh, knew his system, loved his system, and I wanted to be back," end quote. Was a corner, then a safety, and so he's played in this system, didn't have success, couldn't get on the roster, and eventually got cut his rookie year. But since then, I think he's proven he belongs, and I'm excited about this player because the 49ers have not had this true free safety, high-end speed type guy in a while. You've had Tayshaun Gibson. You had an older Jimmy Ward who was awesome. You had Jaquiski Tart, all those guys that were kind of long in their career and whatever else. You look at Jason Pinnock, he's 26. This dude ran a 4.4 yard 40. And, man, he's one of the fastest 10-yard splits in the NFL. He ran a 1.46 10-yard split. That's top 98th percentile for DBs. He's in the top of the top in short area burst speed. And I think the 49ers have a legitimate high-end speed coverage, right? Converted cornerback, free safety role. Yeah, he can play the strong safety position. They have Richie Grant as well that's going to kind of be the duct-taped together safety tandem until Malik Mustafa comes back, until Jair Brown, if he can fight back for one of those spots. I don't know if we're ever going to see the rookie Jair Brown that we saw. How much did Nick Sorensen ruin that guy's career? It just breaks my heart. And then on top of that, you have Marquise Siegel, who's another 4.3 speed guy that can play free safety as well. And so wait until the young buck steps in and earns one of those roles. I think the 49ers want the long-term position at safety to be Malik Mustafa and Marquise Siegel. Jair Brown, can he fight his way back in? But until then, you have young, top-end speed. 26 years old is not old in the NFL for Jason Pinnock. You have the numbers. And, my biggest critique of the 49ers roster heading into the 2025 season is the lack of veteran depth. Well, safety, that does not apply. You have veteran depth, and you have youth upside as well. You had 3 young pups out there fighting for safety. Malik will be the guy whenever he comes back, but when that is, we don't know yet. Jair Brown, okay, and then Marquise Siegel. This position has been blanketed, and you've got vet, you've got youth, you've got upside, you've got speed, you've got hard hitting. I love the way the 49ers have addressed the safety position. So let's dive into Jason Pinnock. He wears jersey number 25, 6'205". He's a big dude. Top 88th percentile of defensive backs. 32-inch arms, 26 years old, ran a 4.4. His best metric is that 1.46 10-yard split. That is blazing fast. 34.5-inch vertical, great. 10.6 broad jump, great. 15 bench press reps. You put his measurables in the mock draft machine, Xavier Rhodes, Lonnie Johnson, Aaron Williams, J.C. Horn. Dude has some athleticism, just got put in the wrong position. They put him at corner, it just didn't work. Transition him to safety. And we say this all the time when we do our draft workout. You start him at outside corner, you can fail him inside to nickel corner, and then safety. Sometimes it just takes guys that time to get there. And Robert Saleh, this has been a major critique of Robert Saleh. You can go back to Tarvarius Moore, wasting seasons of his at corner whenever he should have been a safety the whole time. Like, this is a critique in the personnel department, but thankfully for Robert Saleh, somebody else solved the Jason Pinnock issue. Now you get a benefit from him. That's the idea. Connecticut kid, shout out Wayne Breezy. He's from Windsor, Connecticut, and played at Windsor High School. Committed to college at Pittsburgh, the Pitt Panthers. His dad was a 4-year letterman at Indiana. How cool is that? Now back to Jason, two-way player in high school, cornerback, wide receiver. You could tell his ball skills. Had a 102-yard interception return. Picked off Tua and ran it back 102 yards for the NFL's longest interception return last year. Track and field standout, makes sense with that elite 10-yard burst. A 3-star recruit, chose to go to Pitt, gets drafted by the Jets, but was cut, and saw all of his success the last 3 years with the New York Giants. And what makes it, again, you heard this in the quote, he's played for 4 coordinators, defensive coordinators, in 4 years. 2025 will be the first time in his career where he goes into year 2 with the coordinator, because Robert Saleh and that jet scheme, that was his defensive scheme his rookie year as a corner, but now he's a safety again. So finally, 4.4 speed at a safety position is gigantic to me. And he's an excellent rusher of the pass. You can do a lot of safety blitzes with him. In 3 seasons, listen to this, 28 pressures, 6.5 sacks, 6 quarterback hits. As a safety. Now, Wink Martindale is not coaching the 49ers, but this is something that you can incorporate. This dude, 6.5 sacks in 3 seasons for a safety is pretty badass. He was drafted in 2021 in the 5th round, pick 175. Very popular round for the 49ers. That's the same round they got Jalen Moore, Diamador Lenore, and Talanoa Hufanga. Now you're adding Jason Pinnock. They loved that 5th round. So, got to talk about the transition from corner to safety and how big that is. And again, he was playing with the youngest cornerback room in the NFL last year, and, man, he gets put into the starting role in the last 3 games of the season for the Giants, and what was kind of a lost season, let's be honest. Goes out there and just dominates. Against the Jaguars, he had week 16 against the Jags, 71 snaps, 80.1 defensive grade, 91.2 run grade, 80.6 tackle grade, and 66.1 coverage grade. And if you're looking at, you're making Jason Pinnock sound like an all-pro. I don't think that he's an all-pro guy. The coverage, he has the speed, but his coverage grade's right up around 66 to 70. But the run and the tackling fits exactly what you want from a 49ers defensive back in this scheme. He's missed 4 to 5 games in his career with numerous minor injuries. Nothing too big. The 49ers signed him to a 1-year, fully guaranteed, that's huge this year. They didn't do this for really anybody, $2.2 million deal. So this is a stopgap till the young bucks get healthy and Marquise Siegel can kind of learn and take over that job. But Pinnock got $2.2 million fully guaranteed. At worst, this is a special team stud. At best, he starts week 1 at safety, and who's going to take the job from him? That's the idea. And back to Jason Pinnock, quote, hopefully I'm a day 1 starter. I think that's what everybody hopes to do. That's what I hope to do. But not only that, I look at myself as an all-pro type of guy. That's what I came here to do. That's what I came to show the league, end quote. All right, there we go. He wants to start day 1 and wants to be an all-pro guy. So right now, he's the starting safety. Through minicamp OTAs, he's looked great. Training camp, we'll see. Can he hold on to that job whenever everybody gets fully healthy? If he's trying to be an all-pro, he's not trying to lose that starting job. He's made some money in his career earning $6.7 million, and he's got the experience. He started 39 games in the NFL, and he's young. 58 games played. I think that this is a guy that can show out, and I love the depth. I don't think he's going to be an all-pro, Pro Bowl type guy. I hope I'm wrong. But just the fact that you have veteran experience in this scheme, stepping in to replace an injured player, and Jair Brown, who had one of the worst years of any NFL player, any team last year, just the consistency on the back end. That is what is key, and I am so pumped that Jason Pinnock, and I've been highly critical of the 49ers' approach to free agency, but I can't be that way with what they did at the safety position. I wish they would have done that at some other spots as well, but hey, Safety position, you have options. You got a lot of options. And at worst, you got some stud special teamers and it costs you $2.2 million. That's what the 49ers played DFF last year. You got DFF's contract and can actually play football and help on special teams. I think that's a big deal. I have to say thank you to Josh, executive producer of today's show. And for us in the 49ers Rush team, we will just keep counting them down.